all the time.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Is the quantum panel? We're talking Antarctica. And okay, Raven and I didn't even get started on
Oh, I'm
the
sure.
topic of Antarctica. Welcome to the panel, Keith Andrews and Lynn L.A. Moon.
Hi, hi.
How we doing?
Thank
Hey,
you
how
for
we
having
doing?
me.
Pretty
That was
good.
a fascinating show. And like you said, you barely scratched the surface. You're going
Yeah.
to have to do a couple more with her, at least a
There
half a dozen.
and this is the small information. Someone who has already done the deepest of dives is Dark Journalist on YouTube. I will leave a link after the show. I'm
Okay.
I'm waiting for links from Raven for her information because I want to see. A lot of our information was coinciding with each other, but
Hmm.
she was looking at it from a different perspective than I was. Of course, that's just the way you do good research. More eyes, the better. Hey, welcome back. Okay, so Tim is saying, I hear y'all. And how is the sound quality for each of us? Do we all sound okay? Because I'm using the snazzy headset that I got from Lynn. Where's she at? There you go.
Yeah, right
And
here.
seems to work really good. It's got a woven cable, and that's really nice. Like, not cheap like the headphones that I was using.
No, they're really very, very good. They don't kink. They don't get ugly, and they
Hmm.
don't break. That's the biggie. I'll kill a microphone in a hurry over that.
Yeah. Hey, Keith, they're asking you for a mic check. So give us mic check, please.
Oh, okay. I was just waiting for you guys. But can you hear me? I sure hope so.
Okay.
That's not
I,
good. I'm
If
gonna
we're
have
Yeah, if we're too
Frank
loud,
turn
turn
that
your
on.
check your volume because I have gone through all the settings already. Good deal. We're getting we sound fine, we sound fine. Good deal. Excellent. So we
yeah.
are expecting other people to come
Well,
in. Go ahead,
I
Keith.
don't even touch my mic. Okay, primarily because I keep scrambling it.
Right.
There's a reason that when I've got something working, it sits there. you know?
Right. I hear you. Okay, so Raven and I, like we were just saying, we barely touched the surface of the subject of Antarctica. And if you really, really want the deepest of dives and all the tendrils that come from the topic of Antarctica, Dark Journalist is the place to go to. And I'm talking, I don't mean a couple of 30-minute hour shows. No, he has like 16 hours worth of talking about Antarctica
Wow.
with each thing, and he's not done yet because it's not just, it doesn't stop with Antarctica and then it came to an end. No, it led to other things. It led
Oh yeah.
to, and one very surprising one, okay, was Epstein Maxwell. That was a link to Antarctica. There's a link there.
Really?
Yes. And I went over it briefly at other times, but yeah, when the whole busting the island went down, they found Maxwell, and she has links to oceanic research, which led to Antarctica. It
Those
is
guys don't do that kind of research
no,
for
it
the
is
pure joy of
insane.
it.
No, no. Here comes Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, Joe, how we doing?
Yeah, I don't want to get into it.
Okay, well, I'm going to edit
Oh,
your mic.
okay.
You're a little
Oh, that's good.
loud.
Oh my
You're a
gosh.
little loud. I'm putting you at 48. We
No,
all
I'm
have headsets.
71.
I don't want to blow us out. Okay, you are good.
But you
So,
don't look bad, so don't feel that.
I'm staying away from the camera as far as I can. And still be.
okay. Well, hope you get to feeling better, Joe. And this is an uplifting and energizing show for you because we're talking
I
about
hope so.
Antarctica. I almost put in a transfer request to Antarctica. Almost. I decided not to though, because
Way too
I think
cold.
they
Really like it.
Yeah, they may have. And you're in Canada,
That doesn't mean I like the cold.
right? But I did not put that request through because they probably would have honored it and sent me to McMurdo. But I don't know. I thought about it. So everybody, welcome to the chat. We have Pamela Snow, Intergalactic Angler has made it back. Diane Boss, Angels Are Alive. Hey, welcome back. Nice to see you. Aussie Tiger, Tim Stafford, and let's see who else is in here. We had other people, and that's it for right now. That's everybody who's in the chat. Renee Andrews, there we go. I'm not sure
I
if
don't see that name very often,
yeah,
as in the last one.
yeah, Andrews, yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
unusual,
thank you.
isn't it, to get people of the same name, but I come across it once in a while.
Yeah.
This is going to
Funny,
be a great
last time I came
snow.
across somebody like that.
Oh,
Last time I came across a last name like that, turned out we were related.
Yeah, well, Aussie, I am hoping it is a great show because first hour was really an introduction to an introduction. There is so much information on Antarctica. And I mean, I honestly I was hesitant to take the topic on because I have never been there, but I have my own weird links with Atlantis, and they're definitely related to Antarctica. So it's kind of a tertiary thing for me. But there's so much information and disinformation and conflicting information. Like what happened to the people that were there from 1947 to 1961? What went on? There were people there. The Germans were there. Where did they go?
They buried that deep as they could get it.
Yeah, they don't even want to talk about it. They don't want to. They don't want to say, "Oh well, German forces were there during World War II," because they were. It was they were calling it a submarine base, but I'm pretty sure it was a flying saucer base because
Probably more.
they got attacked. I mean, there were accounts. I need to read his book. I still, over all these years, I have not read Bird's book yet. And
but
really
the one on Antarctica has been proven to be a fake.
Okay, well,
in fact, if you take the one he wrote about visiting the Arctic and you read the one about the Antarctic, there are whole passages that are the same.
Oh my.
Well,
before we get too far, Keith, it just occurred to me my daughter-in-law's maiden name was Andrews.
Well, that could be entertaining. I don't know how I have no idea how far my family spread. I do know that the Andrews that engineered the Titanic, we were related to them.
Yeah.
To him.
I don't know that much about her background. I thought that was interesting.
Okay, Tim is talking in the chat.
I should throw it out there.
Go ahead, Keith.
No. I was just going to say, I hope you realize when it comes to the research of Antarctica, I don't have any research on it.
I know. That's
just
fine.
first-hand visit.
I have not this much of this the first time I've heard it. I thought it was fascinating, then realized there was a whole lot more to it, and this is scratching it.
Yeah, and I cannot even we don't have 16 hours of going through all the stuff plus that Dark Journalist has gone through and done. Because and everybody, tell me if I'm slouching, because I looked at my last video and I was like all huddled over like this. Like I was like, oh my god, I did not want, huh?
Getting old.
Yeah, I was. I don't know what was going on. Maybe that, but
I'm teasing you.
Yeah. And Tim is saying, ever seen a map of Antarctica without ice? Yeah, from the I don't even know what century it was from. Piri Reis had that one, and I read about that. I read quite a bit about that. That he got it from. That was Columbus got it from the Piri Reis maps, and he didn't know this guy. He gathered them together, gathered the maps together. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody in the chat? He gathered the maps together, and he put them as. And there was one of Antarctica without ice. Who made?
Yes.
Nobody knows who made that map, right? And he got it through secret society that his drunken uncle was a part of Columbus, right? His drunken uncle was part of it. Hey, Shadow is in the chat room. I believe he's wrapping up his other show. So Tim was asking about the without ice. Yeah, that. Okay, Tim has got a link up, and I will try to put that in after the show because I can't copy and paste from here. Maybe I can do it from YouTube. It'll be so it's there forever now. Live chat will show hopefully like it's supposed to. And yeah, okay.
Your question.
Go ahead, Joe.
Your question: what happened to the Nazis? That supposedly have survived Highjump.
Mm-hmm.
In 1958, 3 nuclear weapons were exploded in the area as part of a U.S. classified U.S. operation called one of the Greek names, Argus.
Yeah, that's Raven brought that up. Said that there were weapons testing happening in Antarctica after that. So we killed them and we tried to blow up everything that was there. We didn't because we're still there. And so is everything that was down there. And you can't just go there. You can't just go to Antarctica.
You can't even fly over Antarctica.
Right. There's a no-fly zone. And I need to find out why was the official reason. Why?
The official reason is seldom the truth.
You hear me?
See, they're looking at access point here that they don't want people knowing about. Best to keep Hollow Earth a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Cute thought. Didn't work all that well.
Okay, as per Google, the short answer is no, it's not illegal to fly over Antarctica. Try it.
No, it's not.
But there are practical considerations that make it challenging for regular airlines to navigate across the land. Okay, in many parts of Antarctica, there's limited or no infrastructure, no landing strips, and obviously no refueling stations for planes. Okay, well, that's nice. We got somebody coming in. I heard the ping come in. Raven is returned. Welcome back. Thanks for coming to the panel, Raven.
Yeah, but it's like trying to fly from here to Alamogordo.
Hi, Keith. How are you feeling?
You have a flight path that you're allowed.
Okay. So there is a particular flight path that you can go through Antarctica?
Right.
Because that answer from Google is kind of dodging the question. Why can't you fly over Antarctica? And then it talks about to navigate across land. Kind of dodges the answer. But that's okay. So there's a particular flight path?
Right. You have to remember it's not owned by one country.
No, it's not owned by any country.
Well, we claim territories on there.
Right.
Russia has its territory. France has its territory. England has its territory.
Funny how everybody can get along there.
Yeah.
That's going to be too cold.
Need to go out. I just brought him back in. But it's funny how everybody. There's always the Stargate to consider.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Stargate tackled a science fiction answer for Stargate SG-1.
There's a medic that went ahead and flew over that no-fly zone. He had a medical emergency, and it was a life or death situation with the patient that he had on board his helicopter. And when he landed on the opposite side of, like, he was on the southern, he was flying north. When he landed,
Anywhere is north from there.
yeah. The government in suits were already on the tarmac waiting for his ass.
Men in Black.
Yep. So
the Men in Black. Yeah, that's
you're out there.
Did a bad thing.
Let me get a link from you that you have, Raven, because I can get a link, but I want your link too. So send that to me, and I'll put it in the show notes after.
Oh yeah.
I mean, after the panel is fine. That's fine. Just I'll remind you. I'll definitely remind you. I'm a little bit OCD over Antarctica because it's so awesome of a topic.
Yeah.
Oh, and I would like to make a small announcement. I have been issued these.
No, glasses.
Yep. So I don't know. I got called serial killer.
How many boxes did you eat?
So
the big trick is keeping the reflection off.
You right? I can see it right now. And you know what? I tried to drive with these on. Here's what the dashboard looked like. It was this way. Looked like it was doing that, going at an angle.
You got to get one of your lenses corrected.
Yeah, that sounds like your cattywampus just a little bit.
Yeah, because it looked further away on the right, and it literally was like it was dipping towards the center of the dashboard of the car.
Which is a fun way to drive, but
yeah, I guess I should.
You usually don't get heckling from the chat room. Oh, it's Shadow. Never mind.
Thank you.
Give it Shadow a tough time.
But yeah, I am now a glasses wearer.
You look good. I think you look wonderful.
Well, thank you. I was thinking about going with the Harry Potter look, the totally round lenses.
Video, Lynn?
Huh?
I'm sorry?
Have you seen Nathan's singing video?
I didn't. I don't know where it is.
It's on my channel.
It's on there now, and he did karaoke last night.
Yeah, I did. I was mixed. The mixer didn't. The lady on the mixer turned me way down because I'm really freaking loud. Okay, and I couldn't hear me over the music from these giant speakers next to me. And you can see the speakers in the video. I had someone operating the camera, but not all he did was push the button and make sure it didn't get stolen. He wasn't zooming in on me. And
I sent it to Frank's messenger. I got it right here. Okay.
You're going to what?
I'm going to send it on to Frank's messenger for Lynn.
Then I'll get it to Nathan.
But yeah, I did.
Frank, you're gonna get a messenger. Send it to Nathan.
Well, no, I have it.
It's good.
Okay, he got it.
It's for you.
It's for me, Lynn.
Yeah, it went to you, Lynn.
So you can see the video of me singing.
So you can see the video.
I'm sorry. I kind of, my blood sugar kind of tanked, and I needed to fix that. It may not be all the way up yet.
Oh, grab a chocolate bar.
Fine.
Okay.
Now, and you what? Did you say you want me to send it to you too, Keith?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Yeah. Non-union cameraman. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, nerd, we are talking Antarctica.
Right.
And Weird World War II should be here. This would be a good thing for him to be here for. Because it directly stems. Hey, Shadow is on the
There
panel.
you are.
Hey guys.
Hey, how we doing?
Pretty good. How about you, Keith?
Hey, I'm upright. Appreciate the
Any
phone
day
call the
above
other
dirt.
day. But
No problem. Any day above dirt, right?
well, that was pretty much my thought.
Shadow, where is Weird World War II on the Antarctica show? He should be here. This is like his spotlight.
He's hanging out with the wifey. Last I heard.
Meh.
Hey.
Yeah. This is.
I wouldn't mess. I wouldn't mess with Mel. She's a war gamer. I would not mess with her. Speaking of war gamers, hey nerds. Yeah, she's a great lady, and if she needs some time with her hubby, I mean, they're still on their honeymoon, so
Okay, Shadow.
Are you an idea to spend time together then?
Pardon?
Who are
Brian.
you talking about?
Brian.
Weird World War II?
Yeah.
Is Mel?
No, that's his wife.
Okay. Brian and Mel. Okay. Wouldn't mess with. I don't want to mess with Mel. I got a Mel in my life, but she's a badass 6 foot tall bartender that is like that joke I told one time.
Do you remember
or what?
Inappropriate?
No, it's an okay joke. It's a blonde joke.
And I told
I knew it. I picked it right up.
Do you remember Robert Skinnem?
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna have to look around.
Hold on a second. What is this?
I'm gonna have to look around because
Baba Yaga, huh?
He
wrote
maybe my mom, but not me.
Hold up.
Baba Yaga. How about that? I'll go with that. Baba Yaga.
Joe, go ahead.
Remember Robert Skinnem? He wrote a short story about skiing in Antarctica. I don't know where that's at right now, but I'll try to look for it.
Okay. I'm
interested. That's going to be cross country, not a whole lot downhill.
A lot of bridges.
Yeah. I guess it'd be downhill if you missed the run on the bridge.
Oh, it would be a sudden one, and you'd never come out of the crevasse.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we're talking. Okay, with Antarctica, the World War II ties, and we went down there, and the official answer is 13 warships to go do a scientific mission, which is total BS.
That was in preparation to go into war with Russia. Was the other story they told about it?
Yeah, and that's also not true. I mean, the stuff was happening, and it's very revisionist when they try to change the history that's happening right now.
Yeah,
and they're doing it. They're doing it right now. So
well, I don't think they've stopped since the radio was invented.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they stopped since way before the radio was even a concern.
Yeah, it was always the winner got to write the story.
Yep. History was written by the victor. Yeah.
Always. And okay, now some of the things I've heard of monsters being dug up in Antarctica, like giant spiders. I can't find any. There is no accurate information for that. Does anyone have any information they would like to volunteer? Because I can't find hardly anything on that. Other than
but no research.
I didn't find anything on spiders. There's that Ningen that I talked about, that creepy thing. It's a cryptid, and it is creepy.
We know it stands to reason this planet was populated by dinosaurs and other such creatures for a very long time. And it makes sense that end of the world would have had its share as well. But, it is so thick with ice, getting to something like that would certainly be a job.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think?
Oh yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to put something on screen. That's what I'm
Ooh.
talking about. And I'm going. What is
What?
it? Oh, that's DeviantArt.
Don't look, Frank. Don't look.
Now this is DeviantArt, so this is obviously not a correct picture. But now I just put in Antarctica monsters, and everything is this one, the Ningen, what you just mentioned.
Now that's an artist rendition right there, that larger one. It was just down here in the bottom left-hand corner. Scroll up. Yeah, okay, there. The one in the middle, all the way to the left. That is the Ningen right there. The one in the middle. The blue.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's one of them. One of the pictures. And there's one from Google Earth. An area view. Okay, down here in the bottom right. Okay, yeah. There they are.
Huh.
Well,
now
I don't know.
Okay, the one that has a close up with the eye looking right at you. It looks like the Terminator with his face melted off.
Let me look.
This eye is just. It could even be a drone of some sort or whatever. They were first sighted in the year 2000 by Japanese whaling research vessels and some fishing boats that were messing around down there. And they thought it was a submarine at first because these things are like 30 to 40 feet long. And as it got closer, they realized it was a living creature. And they have an extensive amount of video and pictures of this thing, but they have not surfaced yet. And so one of the crew member finally came out in 2007 with the story and a couple pictures. And the article said that there is a real societal kind of no to associate yourself with paranormal events in their culture. It's frowned upon. It's not like here,
the United States.
It's not like here where people are doing anything and everything to try to get their 2 minutes of fame on the internet, right?
Well, I don't know. There's Godzilla, and they came out with that.
So they think there's part of the reason there's not more evidence of this thing is one, that two, then there's a whole conspiracy theory about this thing being possessing a rare chemical compound that can be used for healing, and the government's not wanting people to get close to it or get whatever. And the other thing is that their government is going to try to weaponize these things.
Right. Star Wars actually tackled that story in the Clone Wars animated, where they took this, I forget what they called it, but it was a giant 3-legged, 3-armed underground beast, and it was a heavily adapted story. But this sounds like that. It really does sound like that. And they tried to weaponize it. The Emperor tried to weaponize it, but they did not.
I don't can't kick other people trying to weaponize things they've got no concept of.
Yeah, it's just learn it. Learn about it. Don't try to weaponize it. It's not. Oh man. Antarctica.
They try to weaponize everything.
Yeah.
And in case you haven't noticed, they're not really good at it.
Yeah, I mean, why does everybody try to make giant weapons? Why don't they make the world's greatest water slide, or or something?
Yet,
something fun.
You learn something about healing people with it.
Right.
They're gonna do something like that.
Yeah. And
everything has to go that way, and it's wrong. Very, very wrong. And that's my opinion, and anyone else can have any opinion they like.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, Lynn.
Amy and I are out of coffee. I will be right back. Watch for ghosts.
Coffee and ghosts. Oh my.
Okay, guys, so what are we going to talk about while Nathan's gone?
Oh boy.
Well, now we talk about Nathan. He's out of the room.
Okay.
Oh no, we're not. I
Okay,
like him.
I
Okay,
didn't say talk bad
I won't
about
even
him.
talk about Shadow when he's out of the room.
I didn't try to say talk bad about him.
I didn't either. I won't sneak up on anybody. That's not right. Shadow, you look like you've had a hard afternoon. It's about to get worse, huh? He's got the cough too.
Oh yeah.
Nathan just killed me with that giant water slide. Oh my god! Wow.
And we're
Although
back.
that was a nice shade there, Shadow.
Wait a minute, that would be fun, you know. I don't have that kind of nerve, but okay.
Okay. What now?
What?
Talking about?
We weren't talking about you, Nathan.
Okay.
No, not us.
Well,
I was told we weren't allowed.
I do, but also I do it a certain way, and it's only less than a shot. I like the flavor, but not online. Not on the show.
You
Yeah,
don't like
no.
the flavor online?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I won't drink it online.
I'm not sure how it changes, but
I won't do it on the
changes,
internet.
bud.
I think it doesn't change. That's the problem.
I did find out if you pour coffee on the keyboard, it absolutely scrambles the keyboard.
Mm-hmm. But Antarctica is a strange place.
Yeah, you cracked up Shadow with the whole giant water slide thing. And I was giving Shadow a hard time.
Okay.
Well, Nathan, you didn't want to go down to Antarctica anyhow because, like Robert Skinner did, and he said it was a mindless bore.
Oh well, I would have been in the military, so it would have been something.
He was a ranger in the military at the time. He flew those. He was the only ranger pilot at one time.
Oh, okay.
See, all that means, Nathan, is you'd have been in a mindlessly boring place with a gun.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody.
Sounds about right.
That sounds like a good time. What are you talking about?
And Robert had guns and bombs.
Yeah. You know, I follow a guy on YouTube. I can't even think of his name. And there's a couple of them that put out something of shorts for an Antarctic stationing, I guess it would amount to. But how they live, what happens to them when it's hard to get into that place, and how deep the snow gets. You know, where they have to take, I don't know, 6-10 feet of snow away from their exit doors and so forth. But he showed vistas of what it actually looked like from his station. It's amazing. And
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, if you're seeing it twice, you'd think you'd have seen the whole thing the same every day, but it changes every day.
Well, yeah, the what is it? The Eskimos have like 15, 20 different words for snow. So
they're not even down there.
No Eskimos.
Wrong end of the world there, buddy.
No, I'm not. I understand that part. But if a people could, by living in a place that's that desolate, and for most people it would be very samey, but yet they have developed that many different words for it. Imagine a place like that that's even more inhospitable. You'd probably have 30 different words for what it looks like there.
Yeah, considering how bored you'd be.
I think I would find something better to do than just come up with words. I would, probably be making more Eskimos.
Oh, I'm sure the Eskimos had their share of that. But Wrong end of the world, I'm afraid.
No. I was just using the words, the grammar, and things like that.
The world. That's what I meant too, Raven. Get your mind out of the sewer, not the gutter with the rest of us.
Tag me, Kelly. Am I on?
Okay.
Oh,
why should we tag you, Kelly?
No, Kelly has said I will post more pictures on
1, 2, 3, not it.
I want to see the picture she's talking about. We're friends on Facebook. I think we are. I found you or you found me. Because got still no here. I don't want to stay at my place until it gets back in order. It's giving me terrible anxiety. Yeah, you don't want that.
No. Anxiety literally hurts.
Yeah, and it's still cold. I mean, it's not ice storming anymore here, but it's still cold.
It's raining here. That's why I'm upstairs. Otherwise, I'd be outside as per usual.
Spectrum came here at, oh my God, 30 in the morning and fixed the wire from the pole to the house. So I should not have any mysterious dropouts anymore.
Okay, so that was the problem, huh?
Yep.
Good.
Well, I'm glad they fixed it. I mean, they're only part of main infrastructure. I remember that time in El Paso several years back, where there was a small power supply fire and all of El Paso AT&T, everything went out. Everything in El Paso went out from one small fire. And it wasn't even a big fire. It was like a power supply fan had stopped working. It conked out. And that is just some really bad network planning.
Well, it's like 2011. 2011, Frank, when you had that surgery? Frank? When you had that surgery 2011? Yeah, 2011 when Frank was at home for some reason or other, and the whole of El Paso went down. I mean, down hard because of electrical grid failed, and the cold, because things were that cold, broke the gas mains and water mains. It was a cascading cluster. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, speaking of
then it was late in the season. It wasn't when you expected it.
It was about this time of year, about February or so.
Hopefully,
beginning of February.
I remember it started warming up before it hit. Anyway, Nathan,
yes,
you remember that one of the people at the Ham Club revealed that all our cell phone conversations that go outside the city go through one set of optic trunk lines.
Yeah.
Fiber optic trunk lines.
I do.
If that one tower going down would be it.
Yeah.
Disaster.
Wouldn't be that big.
Yeah.
Hey, where'd Keith go?
It dropped out. Speaking of technical problems, we were getting back to Antarctica. We were going to get back to it because I got all kinds of stuff to talk about.
He was pretty tired this afternoon, though.
Yeah.
It was a very energetic show.
Yeah. So if he comes back in, the door is unlocked for him. So, yeah, and I was looking at. Let me go ahead and share this. I got Britannica on screen in just a second. Where are we at? Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah. According to, let me get back to it so I can read it.
You got them fancy glasses, put them on.
I like my screen to stay flat. Okay, and it is a very short article that leads to other articles, right? Maybe not. Read more. Okay, we got a whole nother paragraph. No, I'm just joking. Got a lot of stuff here. Discovery of the poles. Of course, we knew about it. Perry Reese maps, and everyone seemed to know about it. 1908, 1909. South pole of Earth's rotation was unattained. Was the unattained goal of Shackleton? Who's Shackleton? I skipped ahead.
Robert Shackleton.
Okay. God bless you. It sounded like a sneeze.
Guys. Yeah.
Okay. December 14th, 1911, Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen of the Norwegian Antarctic expedition of 1910, 12 reached it. Why don't we have airships going over there anymore? That's one way people found it, was airships. Man, see, another link. Airships.
I would think some of the storms they have would be terrific enough that doing a lot of flying over there, especially during certain seasons, would be very difficult.
Mm-hmm. Oh, granted, weather is definitely a concern. And what is the Endurance? It's another ship. Are y'all looking at the Endurance British ship? Or no?
I can't read it on my screen.
Oh, right. It's small.
I bet most of them can't either.
Right, nobody can.
No, especially anybody who's using a telephone.
It'll be there after the show. Links will be in the description. Okay, well, that was one ship that didn't make it. And that was not part of the Antarctic. It was British. And it was in the early 1900s, way before Highjump. But Highjump, the Haunebu. That was, where did that even come from? It came from Antarctica. So apparently, okay, Aussie, I will get on Facebook in a little while. Aussie is saying he sent me a friend request on Facebook. Okay, it's under his real name. Aussie is not your real name? I'm joking.
I'm so disillusioned.
So, yeah, let me go ahead and go back over what I was talking about, the Epstein-Maxwell link.
Oh, yeah.
That was published by Dark Journalist. His link will be there after the show, too. When they went to follow the money, they went to look at Ghislaine Maxwell. And Ghislaine Maxwell is related to Jacques Cousteau. It goes that far back. Okay.
See, Raven, I remember when I told you how she was a certified submarine operator.
Yeah.
Now that's
okay.
More confirmation.
I thought that's kind of bizarre, just out of the blue
necessarily.
For that topic, yeah.
We know that those two had an amazing amount of money, well, and Maxwell was a heiress. And she by herself had quite a bit. So when you put all that together, people like that very seldom go on when they
traditional family vacations.
When they do a trip, they don't have one agenda. They usually have about 4 or 5.
Oh yeah. Well, they followed the money and they followed her to research that branched away from World War II. It came from Antarctica, went to the Atlantic Ocean, and they found, that's where Ghislaine comes from, or that's where she fits in. There's so much more to it. There is
no doubt.
And that part of the Atlantic is off limits. You have to have special permits or they will seize your boat, fine you, do all the... Joe, you okay over there?
Yeah, okay.
Now it's his turn?
I guess.
Are you all right?
No, I'm still dying from that freaking giant water slide.
Okay.
He's gonna kill you. I'm telling you. You need to run fast.
Well, he's in California, so it's likely my temper will calm down by the time I get there.
Maybe.
Trust me, I'm in far more danger just living here.
But glad you're okay, Joe. And anyway, Atlantis and Antarctica. So they traced the money to her dealings in the Atlantic, and that she is a submarine operator. Now, when we say submarine operator, we don't mean like a California class, right? Submarine. We're talking about a single, like a
submersible.
Submersible. Okay, not
like the one that just collapsed there, looking at the Titanic.
Right, but well,
hopefully not.
Well, I'm saying that it'll be a similar vehicle.
Right, a small, privately owned, and there is also okay, I don't know, I don't have it right in front of me, but there are links to Bigelow Aerospace. And also, I got some yeah, y'all are familiar with this. Bigelow Aerospace.
Used to build stuff for
Virgin Galactic also. But Virgin Galactic, he is that Bruce guy. He's not in the friends club. He's not in the guys club.
Richard Branson.
Yeah, Richard Branson. What'd I say? Bruce? I said Bruce.
It's Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. I was all over Virgin Galactic when it started. I told him there was a thing that says, "What can you do if we hire you?" Because I applied, and I said I would pour coffee. It was actually an option in their little thing, and well, yeah. So I put that.
I think you're a little too old, Nathan. I think you're a little too old for Branson. Just saying.
Probably, yeah. He's not. He's in that boys' club. So
you don't want to be. You don't want to be in that club.
No, and but there are links to all these giant companies. And Bigelow Aerospace. Okay, the official reason he moved from New Mexico to Florida was to be near Cape Canaveral and the space program out of Florida, and that is a good reason for the general public. However, he is very interested in what they found in the Atlantic, which is linked to Antarctica. It is almost it's like not far from where Antarctica is to the Atlantic. In that spot, the hot zone is what it's called. God, I should have. Man, I wasn't expecting to go to the hot zone.
Are you talking about from like the tip of South America to the northern?
Like the tip of Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because most of the tourist routes and all that, or cruises, go through and leave from Argentina. That's what I read.
Now, Aussie
so you're talking about that space, that gap in between Antarctica and Argentina, right?
I believe so.
And there's something that was found.
Aussie Tiger, that's true. They experience a lot of years where they actually what would be considered a desert as far as snow and rainfall.
Right, and what wasn't it a couple of years ago? They got 60 degrees.
Certain areas, yeah.
Yeah, certain areas got up to 60 degrees. Now that is amazingly warm for Antarctica. Okay, that is, I mean, beyond heat wave for Antarctica, because it's normally minus 60 degrees.
That'd be bathing suit weather for them.
Yeah, and okay, on the surface, it is that way, Aussie. But I say on the surface because there is an under something there, and it is just crazy to read about because there is so much disinformation, conflicting information. There is no straight story about Antarctica.
It's pretty obvious that they would rather deal with the conspiracy theories and all of that rather than just come across with what's going on.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
because
always the case, it seems, these days.
yeah, they got the advanced tech. I mean, spinning mercury technology, I am led to believe, is what powered the Haunebus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Nazis inherited Antarctica. They found it. They were able to get there, set up base, inhabit what was there, and start using it. And that's what they found. That's what repelled the British and the Americans. And then, according to Joe, I need a link. Did you send me a link to?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Are we going to discuss the semi-recent convergence of all the politicians who went down there?
Yeah, 2016, to include the Pope.
Yep.
They found something serious to include him. And
after
him
the Pope
agreed
left,
to go.
there were two others. Then when he left, went back, and then sent two more emissaries from the Vatican down there. And the serviceman said that they were there 2 days, just kind of getting reacclimated after getting off the ship. They had terrible seasickness. And then they went into the interior, the forbidden zone, where the no-fly zone is and all that. And they disappeared for 4 or 5 days. And they were very tight-lipped when they came back. They didn't say what they did, where they went, what they saw, whatever. They just had a guide and took off.
Right. Who was
So
that?
we're probably down there looking at the pyramid, or maybe the mothership that's down there,
or the Stargate. Who
or
was
Stargate.
that? Who was the astronaut that went down there and had to leave
Buzz
because of
Aldrin.
health? Buzz Aldrin. Okay. Send me a link, Raven, please. I will put that in the show description afterwards.
Yeah, let me start doing those.
Yeah, you would think that many people, that many high up people going there would be front page news for weeks, if not months. And it just it is, as far as most of us are concerned, most normal people, it never even happened. And we know damn well it happened.
John Kerry even went during the elections.
Right. If even only one of those people had gone, it would be, front page news. Once again, above top secret, which, how is there such a thing? It should be top secret.
Oh, there is quite.
No, there are several levels above top secret.
I'm fully aware, as well as political positions above the president. There shouldn't be such things. There should be nothing like that whatsoever, especially in this country. What other people do in different corners of the world, that's,
Kennedy warned us about that.
I believe Eisenhower warned us. I believe Admiral Byrd warned us about it.
Von Braun.
Kennedy warned us that a democratic society should not have secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
then he was 100% right, and look what it got him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Kennedy was about to come out with the alien file, the UFO file.
More importantly,
thank you, dark journalist.
He was arguing to keep the gold standard as it was.
Yeah, to go back to the gold standard.
Everything. Yeah. There was so much, but he was about to come out with the UFO file. Thank you, dark journalist.
You're right, and to collaborate with Russia on the UFO files, and that clearly could not be allowed.
But, can't have the cows getting along. Can't have the herds in happy unison. Everybody working together, because that won't make any money.
Well, I think it's more than just money. I mean, they can print as much as they want. They've shown that time and time again. I think it was a conjunction of a bunch of things where they just figured out, this guy is too loose a cannon. I think the same could be said about another guy running for president as well. Raven and I talked about it. You can't not talk about something if it doesn't exist.
Yeah, he won't disclose that stuff either. I heard you talk about Trump. I'll say it. It's fine.
Well, he already said it by saying he can't talk about it. If it doesn't exist, there's nothing to talk about. So something exists, and he can't talk
about it. Yeah, that thing where he said, I can't talk about it. And he went with DeSantis.
Well, for him to not talk about something after having defied gag order after gag order.
You know what? I honestly think that might be one of the last trump cards he's gonna pop off with. It's like, oh, you're not gonna let me run? Well, I'll just write a book and go on tour talking about all the things.
Yeah, that might be, but
he'll get away with it once. He'll get away with it once.
I would like to know what he knows about Antarctica. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to know more about his uncle.
Oh, yeah. I've got that book too. I've got that. It's sitting over there. I've got that book too. But anyway, let's take it back to the South Pole, okay? And I know it's danced all over the place.
Well, you know what really troubled me about all of that was there towards the end when you were talking about people disappearing and not coming back up.
You talking to Raven?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Raven.
You mean the children?
Yes.
The ones that were gifted to the Fuhrer?
Exactly.
I need to interject on that. Maybe it wasn't gifted to the Fuhrer, but gifted children. Because I remember reading about that. They were gifted children, like they were psychic.
No, they gifted.
Has a lot to say about some of that too.
They're
what's going on here.
That was the thing that the Fuhrer was giving children. Became wards of the state.
Well, I wonder.
So they used them as guinea pigs for medical things and for all sorts of stuff.
So we already know that medical guinea pigging and other entertainments were enjoyed in the concentration camps.
Yeah,
we know that.
Right. I know. I wanted to think that too, Nathan, because I really didn't want to consider what it was really saying. Just
because I in all my research, that's one thing I've never heard about.
Oh, I've heard about it before. There was a documentary on the History Channel that talked about it.
Yeah,
and it showed video footage of them being like at school and going outside doing like PE, and they all tried to mold them to be very identical. And he was especially you could receive favor from him if you gave him a
what I mean is, though, when you use the term gifted, it sounds like the way Epstein gifted people, as opposed to.
No, I mean the exact words that gifted. The article used.
The person themselves had abilities and gifts.
Right. No, but the way she was saying it sounded completely different, and that's, as much as I dislike that whole era, that's something I didn't hear about like that. That's usually been the province of other groups.
I always kept pretty quiet at the time.
Yeah.
And it very, very much was an evidence, not just with them burning all documents from those camps, but they burned all documents, as many as they possibly could.
Oh, absolutely.
It wasn't just to hide that.
I'm gonna go looking for an actual history book from high school somewhere and see what it does say. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go hunt down
about that.
No, there won't be, but I want to see what an actual high school, like 11th, 12th grade, says about World War II.
No, the reason that I know what I do know about much of that was my grandparents, but also I had a friend that was in high school. I was a bit younger, but she had to do a research paper that wasn't just a research paper. It became an obsession because she had many conversations about those things with my mother and my grandmother. And my grandmother knew a hell of a lot about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard this business about these kids being rounded up and given to the fatherland
Mm-hmm.
over that. So and I have yet to read anything concrete about it, but my grandmother wasn't one to talk nonsense.
This a long time ago, I had watched a video on the History Channel, and it showed some little clips of video with these kids lined up. They live like in a state run home, like an orphanage, only much nicer, much fancier. And showed them outside on the lawn doing like exercises. And I remember it said that if you had gifted the Fuhrer a blonde-haired, blue-eyed child, you were held in special favor.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yikes, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
So much craziness. Yeah, World War II is.
Well, somewhere along the line, they felt they were more intelligent and easier to teach, and the
They
rest
have
of it.
determined that blue-eyed people can see better in the dark than brown-eyed people. I was reading your thing on that yesterday.
They can.
Oh yeah, we can.
I've heard that too.
No.
Well,
bright light these days is very difficult for me to see.
Okay, well, I wish I had more to talk about on this, but I don't know, I'm low energy. I don't know, I just ran out of steam, y'all.
Well, did you guys, how much about Admiral Byrd's diary and statements did you go over?
We went over quite a little bit of it.
Not anything to contribute about his diary, so do tell.
Well, that's where supposedly a lot of the weird tales come from is his accounts of what happened, and you would think that maybe it's out there that someone would have published it.
Well,
or at least
Joe, he did have a book. Joe knows about this book. Go ahead.
He published 2 books about the poles. Okay, one he published about Antarctica, and then he published. Then later, somebody published his memoirs for Antarctica. But the thing is a lot of the wording and a lot of the passages were taken from his original book.
Redacted?
It's not redacted.
Just like copy pasted.
Right.
Wasn't it his estate or his family? I'm gonna look that up.
Because I had heard that some of the things he said were almost copy pasted from science fiction novels.
Well, he's quoted in a Chilean, is that how you say it? Newspaper.
Yeah, when he went to Chile, he was open about what he had seen. But once he got to the United States,
they
shut him up. Debriefed. He shut up.
Well, he was held for 5 days, allegedly against his will, but held for 5 days in a Bethesda hospital. And he was
that name sounds awfully familiar.
Bethesda's where they check your mental capacities.
Now, wasn't somebody else famous? What was that guy's name? The guy who leaped from one of the upper.
That's what we're talking about. Majestic 12.
Forrestal.
Forrestal. Yep. You're right. So after those 5 days, then he was debriefed, and then he was not allowed to speak at all about Antarctica.
Oh, they found him perfectly sane.
And he had left. He had given a quote in a newspaper. They stopped at Chile on the way back, and he told a newspaper reporter there that he has seen a vision of the future, that the United States will be fighting an enemy that has the ability to fly from the North Pole to the South Pole in mere minutes.
And see why they want to shut that up.
Here's
Well,
one
we're almost there now, aren't we?
Yeah.
The Missing Diary of Admiral Richard E. Byrd, paperback on Amazon for $20, brand new.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is
this
it
is
I don't know that I would be able to take that without a huge truckload of salt. Just by the fact, I don't know if you noticed the really big clue that's right there under the title, December 20, 2013. Something like that you would think would have been written decades prior. In the common, modern zeitgeist of all things weird, that's a big one. That's in the top of the conspiracy iceberg. That's way up there.
Edited to beat the band.
Well, I'm just showing what's out there right now.
No, I would be curious if there's something older. I might be more inclined to actually spend hard-earned money on it, but something that's that new seems like it could easily be fake. Just
I understand.
up,
more misinformation. I understand what you're saying.
If it was written in 1960, something like 1960, I'd be like, that's been around a while. You would think that the very least they could do is, if they're going to do misinformation, is lie about when they wrote it. That'd be the first freaking thing I would do. It's like, oh, it came out in 2018. Yeah, sure. You just finally managed to translate his scribblings in his diary, and you just got around to publishing it now, as opposed to like right after maybe he died, when the big interest would be in such a thing.
My interest is, where the hell was it?
Yeah, where was the diary all this time, right?
Yeah.
If my old man left me a diary like that
would authenticate and validate whether or not that book is even authentic.
There was another book. There's some recommended titles. The Kingdom of Agartha. It's from 2008, but still very new. Journey to the... Well, let me share this.
Yeah, because speaking of Journey 2, the one of my absolute favorite fiction writers, Edgar Rice Burroughs, was writing about Journey to the Center of the Earth before World War II. Heck, some of that stuff was probably in his head before World War I. One of his first books was 1912. So, it would be easy to come across Journey to the Center of the Earth, or one of the Tarzan novels dealing with that.
Okay, well, this is not that, right? This is translated from 1886. Alexandre Saint Yves de something.
Hold on, I can't read any of that.
Yeah,
it's tiny on my screen.
On that Missing Diary of Admiral Richard E. Byrd.
Yes.
Does it say revised?
Let me.
I couldn't see it
with Timothy Beckley, the author.
Let me look. I'm bringing it back up, if it will cooperate. Let's see. No, it does not say revised on the title.
But what about the cover?
Timothy Berkeley. But I can see here.
A Secret Expedition? No. Nothing.
Can you go into the read more or learn more? Not learn more, but
read sample.
The author.
Read sample. Let's see. That's the cover. Missing Diary of Admiral Byrd.
Or
copyrighted material.
Try Alone by Admiral Byrd.
Alone?
Alone.
Richard Byrd.
Or just Admiral Byrd.
There it is.
Is that it? The Classic Polar Adventure by Admiral Richard E. Byrd?
It's something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. There's a couple of different copies of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
1938.
I like the blue one or the green one. The upper one looks a little modern.
Yeah.
Right. That one looks like it may be revised. 2000.
It looks like Kenny G, for Christ's sake, you know?
Yeah. It was published in 2003. So here is 1938. Let's see what this one has.
I bet that would be the one we'd be interested in.
Well, $90.
Well, there you go.
Get it from Kindle. It's $10.30.
Right.
It's got the blue cover.
Read it on your iPad.
There are 7.
There's also a paperback on Amazon for $10.84.
Wow. Prices are all the way up to $133 for that.
They took Pat O'Lee's books, who's not that well known. You try to buy some of her books from some of these places, and they want astronomical amounts for them.
Right, because they probably know what they have.
Well, they don't know what they have.
No, I did that. I bought some books. I didn't buy them for top dollar. No way. But some of the stuff that came with those books was interesting. Some of the original bookstores media, like, we're going to be at this event or that one, and that sort of thing. So, it's I know that it's not any sort of edited or revised book. But
well, she had a falling out with Llewellyn, so there's no there was no second edition.
Right. Llewellyn is the publisher.
Right.
A lot of things go through Llewellyn, and if it doesn't pass their fine-tooth comb, it's not happening. But it's not going to get published by anybody else for quite a while because they'll hold it up.
Yeah, book publishing it's more backstabby than I thought it would be.
Yeah, remember we were able to publish Robert Skinnon's children's series in India for cheaper than getting it published here in the U.S.
Well,
and that included
exactly
shipping.
The shipping and the printing and customs and all that. It was cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that amazing? And they were quality. They were quality books. They were not trash.
Right. They were nice quality.
Yeah, Robert Garcia did the artwork. You helped me with sending that one file because it wouldn't go to India there.
Joe, sometimes it takes a networker. You want to send data, you have to you could be the smartest scientist on the planet, but sometimes it takes a networker, a specialist, to have the idea.
Yeah.
So did you hear that Admiral Byrd had encountered an alien race that was living inside the Earth?
He did that with his Arctic expedition.
Yeah. Okay.
And later the other books say he did it with the Antarctic. So
he may have been looking for them by then too.
Right.
That could go either way.
Thanks for coming by, Diane.
Bye, Diane.
Bye, Diane.
Things happen. You got to go. People need you. Thanks for coming by. Keeping it quantum.
From his description, if my memory is right, I don't think that they were grays. But they were humanoid.
No, I almost want to say they were like the tall whites.
Yeah.
I wish Keith was here.
Yeah.
He'd be able to discern those very well.
And if they had put some type of a tractor beam on his airplane as soon as he entered into their space.
There it is. Yeah, and that's a common theme throughout. Blah blah. Now I can't say the word.
You've been talking to the president?
Abduction. No, I haven't eaten enough today. It's with alien abduction, that's a really common theme, and here he is back before anybody would talk about anything of the sort, talking about it. So
I don't know about that. I've been studying this since
I didn't say they weren't studying it. The general populace did not consider it to be an appropriate subject.
Right, but there have been hundreds, if not thousands, of cases from Betty
you
and
have to
Barney
remember
Hill
the science fiction started back in 1818.
Right.
Right.
And then you have Edgar Rice Burroughs. What was he?
He talked
early
an awful lot.
1900s.
Yeah, 1912.
Yeah, he talked an awful lot about the Jewels of Opar in the Tarzan series.
Mm-hmm.
And
well,
Opar,
also,
of course, is a place that really doesn't exist anymore, but was in I want to say Central Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he also had what was it? Something of Mars, John of Mars or something.
John Carter of Mars. He wrote John Carter of Mars, actually a Princess of Mars, in 1912, and that series spanned many, many decades. But he also was writing about Carson Napier of Venus, as well as the the Tarzan and the Journey to the Center of the Earth, all before 1930. So that's way before 1947 with Roswell, things like that. And there were many, many other writers writing for Weird Science, the actual novel, not novels, pulp magazines, paperback and pulp magazines. There was a lot of science fiction that most people don't realize or know about, because most of it was burned during the 1950s prior to the release of the comic code, when they believed comic books were literally causing juvenile delinquency, which is a oxymoron in itself. Ridiculous. But 90% of the comic books and pulp that was written from 1915 to 1940 was just burned, which was an absolute travesty and crime against humanity, because some of the ideas were groundbreaking.
Yeah, but if you look all the way back at the Greeks, you can almost see science fiction right there.
Right. That's why I have
they just described it a different way, but
the same with the Hindu mythology as well. That's why I have a hard time taking these stories from thousands of years ago as anything other than stories. There's no concrete proof, and mankind has always had a deep and abiding desire to tell bigger and taller tales since the beginning of language.
I have a question on this. On Burroughs, was Edgar Casey during that time frame? I just can't place it.
It was a little bit after, I think. It's pretty close, though. It is pretty close. And Burroughs and others could have easily been inspired by his stuff, because the writing world, as it were, was pretty well connected. So there were people, if you were a writer or even just a fan of that stuff, you knew a lot more about that literary world than the average person, because you were dying for the next new thing to read. So it was easily possible that not only Burroughs, but Robert E. Howard, who wrote Conan, and potentially even H.P. Lovecraft, who wrote a lot of stuff about things like that, could have all not necessarily been in touch with each other, but at least aware of each other's works.
We're very spoiled in this day and age. We have literally entire books at our fingertips, just for the asking for them. And at that time, to get a new book, of course, people haunted the library, much as we've done over years. But
he died in 1945.
Was a big deal, very big deal.
Oh yeah.
He was born. Edgar Casey was born in 1987 and died in 1945.
He was born after he was
1847.
18. Okay.
Yeah.
19.
No. He was born in 1877 in Christian County, Kentucky, and he died January 3rd, 1945, at the age of 67 in Virginia Beach.
Right.
So easily, those writers could have easily heard about him and
or
probably
been inspired by each other as well.
Right. Absolutely.
There wasn't a terrific amount of media coming out at that time. There were
right. And how far is Kentucky from Texas? Roughly in miles. Anybody got a rough idea?
About 1,800 miles.
Okay.
Hey, Jack.
Captain Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Hello.
How's it going, sport?
Good. I'm about to go to sleep.
Oh, okay. Hold on a minute, folks. You guys carry on.
Of course.
Yeah.
But that length of time, we're not talking a book a month. I mean, they were putting out their bestsellers, maybe 3 or 4 at a time, and having them reviewed by newspapers and such like. It was the beginning of the renaissance that we are experiencing now with media. We're all very happy to run right out and get the latest and greatest. But at that time, you waited, and you waited a good long time for it.
Yeah. Y'all, I am starting to get hungry, and I know you are too, Lynn.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
So I ran out of steam 20 minutes ago. I don't know why, but I just deflated.
Yeah, Raven looks like she's about had all the fun she can stand.
Yeah. And we lost more than half of the people that we started with.
Yeah, they're tired.
I need better notes. Raven, send me links. We will revisit Antarctica because
Okay.
we have endless
fascinating subject, really.
Yeah, we have literally endless information, from real information to disinformation to, I mean, we can go through economic records. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Aussie, you're very correct. It's time for food. And I've been looking at my Whataburger shirt and I'm thinking, oh man, grilled onions right now. Avocado. Huh?
Oh man.
Grilled onions before I go to bed. No, thank you.
I can do grilled onions. I can't do fresh onions.
Yeah, French onions are right out.
Yeah, I can do grilled.
I was thinking of fried chicken, but
yeah,
that may happen, may not. I don't know.
Toxic food.
Yeah, we're in food, man. We really are.
Onions sound really good right now. You guys killing me, man.
But okay.
Between the burgers,
we will have to be. I need to put out paper notes because sharing the screen apparently is not the best way to do, because I'm the only one who can read it and see what's on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to get paper notes, and I might even just put up a slideshow and let people poke holes in it.
Nathan, I got one better for you. Do you have a Discord?
I do not.
I would highly recommend it. It'll allow you to post all the things you want in an actual organized manner.
Organized?
Yes. You can have unlimited number of you can have an unlimited number of free separate servers that you can post links as well as images, videos, and have messenger like conference calls and all that sort of thing. It's
okay. Well, I would have to learn Discord before.
Not user-friendly.
It'll take you 5 minutes.
Okay. I mean, I still have the old ways, and they have slideshow presentations here on StreamYard. So, I haven't even looked at that. There's some new features on StreamYard that I haven't even looked at. They've upgraded.
Probably need some time and sort around in it.
Yeah, but I definitely want to get more information put together in actual paper stuff that I can upload and let people download these things.
Mhm.
But that's another thing. There's so much out there already that it's
Yeah.
like you go to the library on only Atlantis. The only thing you need is, or Antarctica rather. You can get all kind because Atlantis and Antarctica are they're like that. They really are. Once you get to reading about it, they're like that. And
Well, it would be a great way for you to sort of curate and do all the searching for your friends out there in TV land.
yeah,
Go to the Library of Congress.
yeah, they're already watching me, so might as well just go.
Right. You know,
everything gets registered in Library of Congress. Everything.
Well, I don't know about
no,
everything.
there's quite a few books they miss.
The ones that are stashed down the basement of the Vatican, right?
Well, the ones they don't want people to read as well. There's always going to be that.
Yeah, and let me see. I've got some stuff coming in.
They don't call them banned. They just don't put them out there.
Well, I don't see why they would have banned Whispers of Windsong, but it's not there.
Not like it's an anarchist cookbook or something, right?
You can get the anarchist cookbook from there.
Yeah, that just gets you on a list. They want you to go look for that book.
I used to have it.
But you can find that in other places other than Library.
Yeah, and trust me, that book is pretty weak and outdated.
Yeah.
Okie doke. All right, well, everybody, this has been the Quantum Panel. We ran out of energy. We need food.
You ran out of energy. Speak for yourself.
I ran out of energy. I need food, and I'm thinking.
Shadow
I almost died on
3D printer.
I almost died on camera. I got plenty of adrenaline running through me.
Okay. All right, and the next time we visit Antarctica as a topic, I want weird World War II in here.
I will talk to him tomorrow. Yeah, I'll talk to him tomorrow. Maybe if you'd like, we could tentatively schedule a part 2. Let everybody else.
Well, tentatively to be continued. Oh man, how many of those have we done, Raven? To be continued shows. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
So,
you gotta have another Bigfoot panel.
Yeah, we haven't done that. We haven't done talked about the crystal.
Bye, Kelly.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
No,
Okay.
really, we should try to get part 2 of this. This has been by far one of the best shows we've ever had
since the last one.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but it's been very fascinating.
There goes Joe. Go ahead.
Cutting out early on us, huh?
Yep. He's
got a hot date.
Yeah, his little golden dog's telling him it's time.
Yep. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for coming to the Quantum Panel and sticking it out for an hour and a half. It's been awesome. There is so much information on this topic, and it goes so many places. And we don't have enough time to go over a fraction of it. Raven and I have done basically 2.5 hours plus, and we're still at the literal tip of the iceberg. So to speak.
Sure.
So I'm going to go ahead and start pushing buttons, and y'all take it easy. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good week.
Happy trails, everybody.
Keep it quantum.
Keep it quantum.
Keep it quantum, because you never know. Wherever you are, you're right. That's where you're supposed to be. Pushing buttons. Y'all take a good one. Pushing buttons.